check Serbia smoke bombs in parliament. Oh, I saw that. Yeah, there were smoke bombs in the Serbia. Yeah, guys, there's something. As soon as like everybody going crazy, This is in Serbia. They going crazy. Everybody going nuts. Why I don't know. He sent everybody into a frenzy. Oh my God. Yeah, it's a normal football stadium. No, there's nobody being stabbed. They got flip phones? Do they really? This a gender reveal party? It's a normal day? Yeah. Dude, this is their parliament. Look at this. Everybody's wilding out nowadays. Yeah, this is insane. Look at all this. It's different in Serbia. I don't even know why the fuck this happened. I have no idea why this happened. They're protesting worker deaths. All I'm saying is that it sure... Look at them. They throw in smoke bombs. It's one guy threw it to the other side. Things are getting crazy. They really are. Yeah, missed them. Yeah, exactly. It's a cultural thing. Yeah, they're savages. I don't know about them being savages. I wouldn't say that. I'm just saying in general, like, this is just, it's just wild what's going on with this. Like, I don't even know what to say. It's surprising to see how extreme all this is. Like, I don't know. How does he do it, man?
Also, starting today, all U.S.-based companies will be banned from taking part in government procurement. Every year, the province and its agencies spend about $30 billion on procurement, alongside our more than $200 billion planned to build infrastructure. U.S.-based businesses will now lose out on tens of billions of dollars in revenues. They only have President Trump to blame.
Uh-oh.
I'm also urging all 444 municipalities to do the same. And I'm thrilled to see some are already stepping up. For example, Mayor Patrick Brown in the city of Brampton and many other cities. As part of this government-wide procurement ban, we're going one step further. We're ripping up Ontario's contract with Starlink.
Damn.
It's done. It's gone. We won't award contracts to people who enable and encourage economic attacks on our province and our country. Alongside federal tariffs and the measures my fellow premiers are bringing forward, this Team Canada's opening response.
Man, and so, and all Trump said about this is that just straight up, yeah, it's going to be 100% in 2 weeks. Oh my God.
We understand that nobody really wants to talk about 2026 yet, the midterm cycle, but we are, because we are very excited about what that is going to yield. We're in very strong position to defy what is the norm. It's not traditionally expected for a new president to pick up seats in that first 2-year midterm for his party, but we are going to grow the majority next year, and we have a great plan.
I think Republicans will keep growing and keep getting more popular because Democrats are too captured by identity politics still. They won't get away from identity politics, and the fact is also that people like winning. At the end of the day, if Trump gets the mineral deal from Ukraine, after he basically brings them to heel, they will, like, people value strength more than anything. They value winning more than anything. And if you can win, they will like you, and people will vote for you. That's it. More than money? Yeah. In some cases, yeah.
We will be riding the wave of the popularity of President Trump's policies, and he is doing some things that everybody in the country is excited about. Once all this is signed into law, the American people are going to begin to feel real relief at the pump, in their bank account, and in safer communities. This set of policies is what the president ran on, and all of us ran on, and we'll be checking the boxes along the way. Now, polling continues to show the American people are with us on the issues. In Congress, we have the highest approval rating in 4 years.
This is the problem. Is like this is why I think they're going to win too. Is because like Democrats still focusing on like illegal immigrants, trying to conflate immigrants that come here legally with illegals that came over the border and are committing crime, right? It's like, again, like unforced errors. Very, very different. Yeah, people like, you know, men and women's sports, exactly, right? Like these types of things, like this shit isn't popular. It's not popular with anybody, like except for like a small fringe amount of people. And like if you and you might think that like these issues are like not big issues, they don't really matter. And like in a way, you're right. In a way, you're right. You're right. But like if they don't matter, then why are they pushing them so hard? You see what I'm saying? Like if it doesn't actually matter, then why do you keep doing it? Why are you holding on to it so hard?
Among Republicans in our party, we have the highest approval rating in over 20 years. You have to go back to August of 2005 to see similar numbers. And I think the reason for that is because we're restoring common sense. And that is the theme that the president keeps reiterating over and over. We're restoring what makes sense to the people. And this contrast between our policies and our ideas and this common sense agenda is very different than our Democrat colleagues. They are defending wasteful government spending right now. They're opposing tax cuts for working families. They're supporting.
Yeah, that's another thing that I think that they're losing the public optics war on is like spending a bunch of money on illegals and shit like that, and on like random USAID things overseas. Even though it's a fraction of the budget, it's not really a big deal. What really matters is the military. You put that out to the public, and the public's going to think it's fucking ridiculous.
Open borders in sanctuary cities you heard about this morning, and they're doing all that above the well-being of the American people, and the American people are taking note. And while House Democrats struggle to find a message that hasn't already been rejected by the American people, House Republicans are going to continue to deliver for the country. Speaking of delivering for the American people, President Trump makes his triumphant return, of course, tonight, as was mentioned. It's 5 years after his last State of the Union address. This is
like if Trump was a G, he would lock the doors at the hearing, at the ceremony, and he would read off the names of all the people that were in the room that were on the Epstein list.
The president has already notched impressive
We do a bingo soon.
In so many categories. There's a few. Securing the border so well that border crossings have hit
this
an
is like
historic
4 hours.
low.
Yeah, sure, I'll probably watch it.
Deporting criminal illegal aliens.
I'll sit around for a bit.
Taking on the cartels directly. Standing up to terrorists, bringing hostages back home.
Yeah.
Working to secure peace around the globe. Ending the weaponization of government, bringing investments and jobs back to the U.S., unleashing American energy, keeping...
Yeah, nothing like destroying Canadian economy. This will destroy the livelihood of Canadians. Very disappointed in Trump's attack on Canada. Yeah. I'm beginning to think that maybe Trump might be an asshole. I don't think you understand how fed up and fucking annoyed the American public is with the amount of things that we've done for other countries that we feel like are not reciprocated. I think that this is such a massive sentiment, and it's actually crazy that it hasn't been capitalized on sooner. Like, for example, the way that other countries criticize, like, so this is, you gotta, I don't really agree with a lot of this, but I think this is the way that people see it. A lot of people see America as like basically the world police, and they see us effectively providing defense and assistance to all these countries around the world and giving these other countries around the world money, while these other countries criticize and say bad things about us, about our education system, about our healthcare system, about our policing, etc. Right? No, we don't. This is what a lot of people think, and I'm gonna tell y'all now. You might not want to hear this. You might not want to hear this. You might not agree with this. You might think it's wrong. But you're going to see where I'm coming from. And even if you don't, it's still there. So we see all this money going out to these other countries, going out to defense, going out with disproportionate ratios to other countries. And then these other countries are talking about how we have problems. I think that a lot of average Americans are sick of being made to feel ashamed for being Americans. And so the reason why a lot of the public is behind Donald Trump is because he says, fuck you, I don't care about you. You want to fuck up the Canadian economy and destroy Canada? Fuck them. It's all about that. That's the whole point that he's bringing up. It's all about the idea of being an American and people wanting to reclaim American nationalism and patriotism. And ultimately, Trump doing that by shitting on countries like Canada serves a greater goal. And the average population doesn't really give a fuck about, like, what... I'm going to be real, boys. I'm going to just say it. Nobody gives a fuck about what happens in Canada. They don't care. They don't care. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, they care about what's happening here. That's it. We don't care. Yeah, that's true. And there are going to be people that don't think this way. There's a lot of people that don't think this way. But I think there's enough people that do think this way in order for it to be the policy.
Democrats have been seizing on footage of protesters at Republican town halls, and now they're pushing back on, I guess, reporting that there's been discretion that Republicans should hold less town halls. I mean, do you think that that's what your members should be doing? Do you think that they should be...
Well, look, we've been encouraging our members to communicate directly with their constituents, and they're anxious to do that. There's lots of different ways and forms to do it.
Fucking question is that?
Telephone town halls. You can have small subgroups of people from different industries and segments of the community. We find that to be very, very productive, and more productive than if you just go to an open forum right now. Why? Because we've seen this movie before. George Soros-funded groups and others literally pay protesters, and I saw my friend Hakeem Jeffries decrying that I've said that, but we know that that is a fact. Democrat activists who don't live in the district very often will...
I do think that in a lot of cases, a lot of these protests do seem artificial. It's the same as those, like this is a conspiracy. But like those Patriot front places where everybody says that they're feds, where it's like a bunch of guys that are like military aged and fit, all get out and they're marching around and they come out of a U-Haul. I mean, like, I'll be curious to see if we have any more of these now that there's somebody new running the FBI.
Go up for these town hall events, and they'll go in an hour early and they'll fill all the seats. And so the constituents and the people from the community that are actually represented don't even get a seat. Now, I'm not saying everyone in these, all the Democrats in these town halls that you've seen on television were not from the local area, but look, there are people who do this as a profession. They're professional protesters. So why would we give them a forum to do that right now? The best thing that our members can do is communicate directly, frequently, consistently with their constituents, and there are other avenues to do it than just...
I do think that definitely there has been a lot of like very artificial astroturfing that's been going on. I think that Reddit's probably the best example of this happening. And then other social media platforms have it happening to a lesser extent, where like you have people that have a vested interest in trying to put forward a narrative or put forward some sort of like a viewpoint, and they just do that as hard as they can. Republicans are united. They are. And I think that the problem also is that there's no messaging, there's no democratic messaging that isn't just basically anti-Trump screeching. There's not like a lot of policy that I think resonates with average voters. Like pretty much every policy position that is like popular at least on social media right now with Democrats is a bunch of like weird identity bullshit where it's like, people in your echo chamber. I'm telling guys, I try to tell y'all, nobody wants to listen. People never want to listen because they don't want to learn. They don't want to see it happen. But it will. And I'm telling you guys, this is what's going to happen. Now, some people might think I'm wrong, but I keep being right. I do. I keep being right. And if I'm wrong, like the last thing, think about the last shit about being able to gauge where I think things are going to go. This is really it, right? Avowed. Yeah, I was wrong on Avowed. That's a video game. I think with this political shit, I think especially with like gauging on what people are going to think, I feel like I've been on point with pretty much fucking everything. I do, and I think that's why people watch the show. This is the way my thought process works. And you might not like this, but I think about what is the most one-dimensional, self-serving, immediate thing that the most people, the lowest common denominator of people, can identify. And whatever that is, that's what people think.